Hey everyone, how's it going? Cloud here, and welcome to my guide on the Karamja task system. In this video today, we will be focusing on the hard tasks. Now, before we get going through this guide, I'm going to go over a few things which are the requirements and items needed to complete all of the tasks. So first of all, obviously you'll need to have completed the easy and medium Karamja tasks in order to access these ones, and you'll need these following requirements. You will need to have started the Legends quest, however I recommend completing it, just makes it a little bit easier. Rune Mysteries, Twibro One-Eye Trio and Shiloh Village, and you'll need these skill requirements: level 100 combat, 44 runecrafting, 50 strength, 53 agility, 30 cooking, 34 woodcutting, 42 ranged, 50 slayer and thieving, and 52 mining. That's it for the requirements. Now onto the items. You'll need the high combat equipment, you'll need an Oomlie wrap, which can be purchased from the Grand Exchange, you'll need a nature talisman, however I would recommend having a wicked hood with the nature talisman imbued into it, just to make it easier to get to the nature altar a little bit later on. A piece of pure essence, a raw karambwan, I recommend bringing a couple of them just in case they burn, a lockpick, a mithril crossbow or better, and a mithril grapple, and an anti-dragon shield with anti-fire potions or super anti-fire potion if you have access to that, and some food as well to help against the monsters you'll be facing. So that's it for the requirements and items. Now onto the tasks themselves. So first of all, these tasks can be completed in any particular order. You do not have to follow the order that I'm doing them in. The reason I do them in this order is it's quicker to complete it as one set, and that's taking into account you've never done any of the tasks before. Now on that note, you may have already completed some of the tasks with your general adventures across RuneScape. So obviously it may not come up with a task window saying you've completed it when you try to do a particular one. So what I would do is see if you've completed any of the tasks first, and then you can skip them when we get up to that particular part. And to do that, you want to go to the Heroes tab, which is the helmet with the horns icon, go to the achievements section, select Karamja and scroll down to wherever the hard tasks are, and any tasks that have a gold tick next to them means you've already completed them and you won't need to do them again. Anyways, that's enough about all of that. Now on to the actual tasks. So, the first task we're going to complete is called Can Opener, and that's to kill a metal dragon in the Brimhaven dungeon. Now we are currently at the Karamja lodestone, which can be accessed via the lodestone network, and the Brimhaven dungeon is right next to it, so we're going to head over there now. You'll need to pay 875 coins to gain entry. Then what you want to do is start navigating all the way through the dungeon. You should remember how to get part of the way when we were doing the medium tasks. And what you want to do is go past the wild dogs, past the moss giants, past the fire giants, and then you'll be in an area where there's some black demons. You can then choose to either go fight the bronze dragons, they're the easiest of the three types that can be found in Brimhaven dungeon, or you can choose to fight an iron or steel dragon. It's up to you, but either way they're not too powerful. I think magic's the most effective way of taking them all down. They are weak to different elemental spells depending on their type, so the main things you obviously want will be your dragonfire shield with an anti-fire potion, or if you've got super anti-fire potion you won't need a shield. Either way, once you've killed the metal dragon it will come up with task being complete. The next task is Flawless Victory, and that has become the champion of the Desert Fight Pit. So this task can be difficult if you've got no mates. But if you have got some friends, then it can be very, very easy. So to become the champion of the fight pit, which can be located in the Tazar city, you want to find a world with no one actually in that particular area, and then just ask your friend to let you kill them. There's no sort of like risks to it as far as I'm aware anyway. And then obviously when you've killed them, the task will be complete. And obviously just make sure you return the favour if they eventually want to do the Karamja hard task. Either way, we need to go to the Tazar city, which is located on the top of the Karamja volcano, so if you teleport back to the lodestone and head in that direction, I'll speak to you when you're there. And then when you arrive, enter the Tazar city and you'll find the fight pits being displayed on the mini-map to you now, and you'll see them on the world map. Head over to that section, and again, like I said, you want to make sure you've got a world with no one on it, otherwise you may potentially get attacked by other people. The idea is all the people in the fight pit fight against each other, and the last one standing wins. So obviously if you and your friend try and do a world with someone else in there, you could end up being killed and not finishing the task. Either Either way, once your friend's there, in my case it's my good friend Kyrie, he decided to dress up as Lord Xenocrates just to freak me out. You want to enter the fight pit, and then when you're instructed to do so, you begin to battle one another, and then obviously your friend should hopefully let you kill them, and then when you've defeated them and exit the arena and been declared champion, the task will be complete. Like I said though, if your friend does help you out, make sure you return the favour when they eventually want to do the Karamja hard tasks. The next task is called Play Dead Doggy, and that is to kill a Ket Zek in a Desert Fight Cave. Now the Desert Fight Cave is the mini game you can complete where you eventually go against the Jads, who will then enable you to get the Fire Cape if you win. So some of you may have already done that and therefore won't need to do this task. But the Ket Zek is a level 360, and you need to get to wave 31 of the Fight Cave in order to be able to fight that particular monster and kill it. Now instead of me talking that through this video, I actually have an entire guide on the Desert Fight Caves. So what I would suggest, if you need to complete this task and you've never done the Fight Caves before, you might as well actually just try and do the whole thing properly to kill Jad, so you actually kill two birds with one stone then, as it takes a little while to get to wave 31 as it is, and if you're going to do that just to complete the task, you might as well go the extra mile and attempt to kill Jad while you're at it. So I have a link in the description below for my guide on the Desert Fight Caves, so if you need to obviously go by that, then click the link. But either way, when you do get up to wave 31 and eventually fight a Ket Zek, as soon as you kill that, the task will be complete. The next task is called Quick as a Shot, and that's to use the crossbow shortcut southeast of the volcano. So you want to exit from the Tazar city and start heading south of the volcano, and you'll see there's a little agility icon on the minimap. This is for you to be able to use your Mithril grapple. So what you want to do is equip your crossbow and Mithril grapple, and then choose to grapple on the agility shortcut, and once you make it to the other side, the task will be complete. The next task is at one with nature, and that's to craft some nature runes at the nature altar. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this guide, if you have a nature talisman imbued into your wicked hood, you can just choose to teleport straight to the nature altar, which hopefully most of you can do, so do that now. If you haven't got a wicked hood and just got the talisman or tiara with you, you'll find the nature altar just outside Shiloh village. I'll have it displayed on a mini map again for you, and you want to just head there by walking. Either way, speak to you once you're there. And then once you're at the nature altar, choose to craft some nature runes. A minimum of one will be enough, and as soon as you craft a nature rune, the task will be complete. The next task is called Drop It Like It's Hard, and that's to cook a karambwan thoroughly. So you need to have completed Twibro One Eye Trio in order to learn how to cook karambwans, and you obviously need level 30 cooking. Now after the Twibro One Eye Trio quest, you need to have spoken to Tiar to learn how to properly cook the karambwan, otherwise you'll just only cook a poisonous karambwan. So if you start making them, it could be potentially you've not done that when you did finish the quest originally. Either way, wherever you want to do it, make some logs nearby if you want to cook on a fire to save going to any sort of like banks or anything. You want to cook a karambwan, and when you successfully have cooked one, the task will be complete. Like I said, if it does come up with it being a poison karambwan, you'll need to speak to Tiar, who is in Twibro One Eye village, and he'll then tell you how to cook it properly, and then if you try that again, it should work. The next task is called a palm for each finger, and that's to collect 5 palm leaves. You can drop and pick up the same leaf 5 times, so that saves a bit of time. Now the leaves are found near the small pool of water in the Khazari jungle, which you need to have completed legends or started legends in order to gain access, and you'll find that directly south of Shiloh village, so head that way now. So what you want to do, when you're near where the foresters are, you want to hack your way through into the Khazari jungle, and then what you want to do is start heading to where the small pool of water is, and you'll find some palm trees just nearby. Just watch where I'm going if you're not too sure. And then when you've found where the trees are to collect palm leaves, just pick one palm leaf, and normally you have to wait for another one to spawn, but what you can do is just keep dropping and pick up in the same leaf, and then once you've done that 5 times, the task will be complete. The next task is called a Deadwing, and that's to kill a Deathwing in the dungeon under the Khazari jungle, and this requires Legends quest started up to a certain point. That's why I recommended having it completed, just to save a bit of time. Now hopefully those of you who actually followed my Legends quest guide, I did see during that quest where you encounter some Deathwings, to make sure you kill them. It saves you having to come back at a later time to complete it. So if you have followed my Legends quest guide, it might be just worth double checking you did do that before you go all the way in there. If you haven't, the entrance to the cave is southwest of Shiloh Village and sort of northwest of where we are now. There's a little dungeon icon, but either way I've got it displayed on the mini-map, so just watch where I'm going. And then when you're near the cave, you want to gain access, and you should remember this from the quests, and you'll find the Deathwings south of the giant door. So what you need to do is search the bookcase in the cave with the burning octagram, which has a crack in the wall behind it. You'll then enter this area where you'll need a lockpick to open the giant doors, and once you've done that, one thing with a lockpick actually, if I remember correctly from the quest, if you go to use the lockpick on the door and it comes up saying you failed, don't actually click through the dialogue, just use the lockpick on it again, because I believe if you click through the dialogue it breaks your lockpick, and then obviously you have to go and get another one. Once you've made it through the giant doors, you'll find some rocks that are in the way, which you use your pickaxe to smash through, and then eventually you'll reach a door which requires strength to open it, and inside are Deathwings, and all you need to do is kill a Deathwing, and then the task will be complete. The next task is called Yes My Master, and that's to be assigned a Slayer task by Duradel in Shiloh Village. So Duradel is found in Shiloh Village, as I just said. Now if you're still around the Nature Altar area, you can just walk over to Shiloh Village to gain entry. If you're not, the quickest way to get there is to teleport to the Karamja lodestone, head north where the Brimhaven docks are, and use the cart method to travel to Shiloh Village. Those of you who completed the medium task should remember that as being one of the things you needed to do. And then once you reach Shiloh Village, you'll find the Slayer Master above the fishing shop, just north of where the bank is, and you obviously need to ask Duradel to give you a task. Obviously, if you've already got a Slayer task given to you, you'll either need to use your Slayer points to cancel the task. That requires Smoking Kills quest, I believe, or it could be a case of Smoking Kills quest gives you more Slayer points to be able to do that. If not, you're going to have to complete whatever Slayer tasks you've been assigned first, and then go back to Duradel and ask for a task. Either way, once he has given you an assignment, the task will be complete. The next task is I'd be Khazari to eat this, and that is to eat an Oomlie wrap. So this one can be eaten anywhere, and you obviously don't have to prepare it yourself, you can just buy it from the Grand Exchange. So what I would recommend is sort of doing this just near where the actual, as your sort of final task, near where you get the rewards from, just to save you a little bit of time travelling. But literally, as soon as you eat the wrap, the task will be complete. So, if that was your final task, it should come up with saying you've completed all the tasks part of the hard set. If it hasn't come up with that message, it could be either one or two things: you've clicked through the dialogue too quickly and not seen it, or you haven't completed one of the tasks correctly. So what I'd recommend you do is go to the achievements section and just double check that all the hard tasks have a gold tick next to them, and any that haven't, you'll need to go about doing again, because basically you've not done it properly. But hopefully that's not the case. And to get our rewards, we need to speak to a jungle forester to grant our rewards. Now there's various jungle foresters along the border where the Khazari jungle is, and you can speak to either one of them to get your rewards. So the quickest way to get to them is to teleport to Karamja lodestone, taking the travel cart to Shiloh Village, then literally go outside and follow the border along until you see one of them, and then you want to speak to them. If you've saved the Oomlie wrap task till this point, obviously as soon as you're near the jungle forester, eat the wrap and it will come up with a message prompt saying you've finished them all. So once you've found a jungle forester, speak to him or she, and they will give you your rewards. So that's it, guys. Congratulations, you've completed the Karamja heart tasks. So you'd have been given an antique lamp, which will give you 10,000 experience in any skill above level 50, and you'll get the Karamja gloves free, which have the following additional benefits. So when worn, they'll have the ability to use the ladder to access the underground portion of the Shiloh village mining site. When operated, you can teleport to the underground portion of the Shiloh village mining site, and at all times you now have free entrance to the Brimhaven dungeon. So there we go, a lot better rewards from the previous ones. The teleport to the Shiloh village is actually quite handy, just saves you having to go to Shiloh village using the travel car option and having to go to the Karamja Lodestone in the first place to get to it. I'm not sure if they're unlimited or not. I believe they are. It doesn't really specify, saying you can only use it once or twice or whatever, so hopefully that should help getting to and from Shiloh village. And also the free entrance to Brimhaven dungeon is very handy. I mean, when you think about it, 875 coins isn't a lot, but let's say for example you do Slayer quite a fair bit, or you kill the metal dragons quite a fair bit. Every time you're entering that dungeon, it's nearly costing you 1,000 coins, and over a bit of time that would have accumulated. So if you're a very hardcore player and you go in that dungeon like 100 times a day, that's 100k a day basically you're now going to be saving. So it's pretty good when you think of it sort of long term. But yeah, obviously the only remaining ones now are the elite tasks. Obviously when I have the requirements and made the guide for it, that will be available in the description below, so make sure you check it out if you need a guide on that. Other than that, I don't think you'll run into any problems following my guide. However, if you do get stuck, leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll help you out as best as I can. If not, thank you for watching. Please make sure you like, favourite, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share with your friends. Thanks for watching everyone, bye bye.